Yes. We're back here. It's Afrobeatz Unruly with your boy Sariki. You know what it is. Listen. We miss you guys, man. We've been outside working. And, thank you so much for every support that you got for us. We've been doing this because of you. Because of you, we started Afrobeatz Unruly. And today, Aiza, what's that episode? 17th episode, man. Clap for yourselves, because listen, you guys kept us on our toes and motivated us just to do this, you get what I mean? And trust me, today is no exception. We're here back in the studios. We've been out there, I can't lie. It was fun. We went out. I think we went to the festival, the Ghana Party in the park. And it was incredible. It was incredible because it was fun. The artists were there, R2Bs, LaRusso, all these guys, they came through. And I think the next week we went to Northampton, for Asaka boys. They shelled it in Northampton, and then after they killed the London show. It was heavy. Thank you for the support you've been giving us on social media. I really thank you, and I want you guys to please go follow us. If you're not following, please make sure you follow. Okay, please make sure you follow on Afrobeatz Unruly and AUK.entertain. And follow us. Let's get this thing popping, you get what I mean? All right, today is special. Today we have a wonderful guest in the building. He goes by the name QUOCAINE O'MALLEY. He's a music producer, singer, rapper, but before even we get into speaking to him, I like to introduce his song. All right, so I just want you to enjoy his song before anything. Enjoy this. Yes, man. That's time and again. Is it dime or time? Dime.
But I named
Can you come closer to the mic?
Sorry. I named it because the name of the album is I Am Drugs. So it's like a word that resembled drugs and time at the same time.
All right, you know what? Let's do it proper, man. Welcome to Afrobeatz Unruly, QUOCAINE O'MALLEY. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. But I still need you closer to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
How am I looking?
Yeah. I can hear you proper.
Okay.
So tell me, who is QUOCAINE O'MALLEY?
Man,
is it QUOCAINE O'MALLEY or O'Malley, or which is it?
O'Malley.
Yeah. O'Malley.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So who is O'Malley?
I'm an artist, man. I'm an artist in every sense of the word. I studied film, so I started doing a lot of like film related things, so like music videos, adverts, etc. I was composing for the films I was doing as well, so I had like a musical background from years ago, and the fact that I'm just Nigerian, it's just in me. So
all right.
So I could just make music. So I transitioned to music because it was easier to be creative. When you're making films, you need like 20 people to be able to achieve something. If you're making music, you could do it with just yourself in a room.
Yeah.
Done.
Listen, so tell me, how was your upbringing?
I was born in Nigeria.
Right.
I stayed there till I was 11. Then I moved here, lived in London for about 5 years. Then I moved to Luton.
What brought you to Luton?
Life, man. Life, like circumstances, family, etc. Yeah. So
I want to know when the whole music, the whole music thing set in. At what stage?
Like releasing like secular music on like major platforms like Spotify and everything like that. We're talking like 5 years back. But my relationship in music is like all the way to like primary school, like we used to have assembly, like you sing praise and worship and stuff like that. Someone would play the drums, and they used to, like, the year 7s, the year 6 used to request me, and I was in year 3 to play the big drums, because I had a really good rhythm, and they would request me to play it, and I played it all the way till I was in year 6, and then you go from there, you transition into the church, and you're playing the drums in the church and stuff like that, and that's where you learn your rhythm, you learn to play in front of people, etc. And then obviously maybe you get lucky enough where you get a laptop, and then you're able to like learn FL Studios, because FL Studios is the one we could get to, because it was like cheap, or you can,
and it's easier to learn, I think.
You can use other means to get it as well, and then you're able to practice and learn from there if you're lucky.
So would you say FL Studio made you kind of really go deep down into music production? Because I'm sure if you were using another software that was, you know, a bit complicated, you wouldn't have. What do you think?
Nah, not really. Like I love competition. Like the reason I made my first beat is because a friend in secondary school, I used to go to school in Wood Green. He made a beat, and I heard the beat, and I was like, "How'd you make that?" And he was like, "I made it on this." And I was like, "Oh, next day I'm gonna make a beat myself." And I made a beat on there, and I used to use something called Mixcraft. Mixcraft is even easier than FL Studio because it's based on loops. You just slap loops together to make a beat. But FL Studios took me, like, we're talking, download it 1 year, delete it, stay away from it, come back to it, try it again, and then once you get used to it, you're not even getting good at it, you're getting used to it, then you start to produce and be more challenging. But it takes a long time to get used to it, and I only just got good at it. Yeah,
man. Oh, I see. So let me ask you, why did you kind of choose the whole, how do you call it, producing first? Is that what you did first?
Yeah.
Producing or singing? Which one did you choose first?
So I prefer producing because I didn't have the tools. Again, I was lucky to have a laptop, but I couldn't get my hand on a mic and all that stuff. So we were just talking, making beats, trying to get someone to listen to the beats first. You can't even get them to rap on the beats because it's a whole different level of that. Because, you know, you're mixing and mastering isn't up to par. But you like the way the song sounds, so you're just like, yo, listen to this, or I'm doing something crazy. So producing is easy because, you know, you just want people to listen at first, and then eventually, if you're lucky enough to put some money together, you can buy some equipment, and then you know.
So at what point did, you know, the singing bit come in?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I can't pinpoint. I linked up with a friend from Manchester. But actually before that I was kind of like doing other things, but for when I met him and he put the battery in my bag, he was like, I'm doing it, so let's do it together. So we created a group, released a bunch of songs.
What was the name of the group?
Fresh Cocaine.
Is that where the cocaine came from?
Nah.
Who, tell me, out of you guys, who brought the idea of Fresh Cocaine?
Fresh. His name is Fresh Flows. He's actually on the tape as well.
Oh, okay.
He was like, we were talking about stuff, and we just like, we were like born in the same area, came over at the same time, like listened to the same stuff, and we just like kind of like matching. We're just like, oh yeah, my name's Fresh, your cocaine. Let's make it Fresh Cocaine.
So how did your first ever, you know, singing, how did it sound to you?
It was amazing, man. I thought I was the best.
You're
supposed to think that at first, but like obviously when you're singing dry vocals, like you can only sing as good as your like ability, voice box allows you to. Sure. When you slap autotune on there, like anyone can be great. Man. Anyone can be great,
yeah. This drives me to this question. How did you feel knowing that you can use autotune?
Man, it was amazing. But the thing about autotune is you start off terrible. Like you start off like you think you can sing off key and the autotune will put you on key, but that's not the way it works. You have to either sing on the key and the autotune will make it sound sweeter, or sing close to it, and then obviously with the aid of tech you can actually move it closer to actually be on the notes you want. But even now you get sometimes where you really have to pay attention to make sure that you're actually singing in the key that the song is in, or the autotune cannot help you.
Brother, so tell me, after you realizing that, okay, I can produce, and the next thing is I can how do you call it? I can sing as well.
Yeah.
So you had a group. Yeah.
So we had a group, Fresh Cocaine. He was from Manchester, I'm from Luton. Link up here and there, shot some music videos there. And put a tape together. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the tape sounds terrible. Because I'm honest with the music that I create.
Yeah, you have to be.
Like if I go back in my catalog and I find a song that I don't like now, I'll delete it. Because I'm like I don't think that quality is up to par with what I should be creating now. That's just me being honest. But and when we made it, it was great timing. Like we had a group. I wasn't only just doing music then. I was still within the. I was still making short films here and there. I was still shooting the music videos, very heavily involved in that creative side. So yeah, it's a great time.
All right. So at what point did you start giving your beats out to other, singers or rappers or something, just to ride on it or use it?
So like first of all, understanding like music quality. Like, because when you listen on like headphones that you bought, and depending on the quality of headphones, it sounds good in that headphone, but it might not sound good in a studio made headphone. And then you're transitioning into hearing it what it sounds like in a car, and you're hearing my 808s are off, or my kick is a little bit too distorted. So once I was sure, when I was hearing it, I was listening across every single device I could find. So you're talking about Bluetooth speakers, AirPods, headphones, car, and you're making sure that it sounds good. Then I was comfortable enough to be like, yo, here's a couple of beats here and there.
Who was your first artist you actually gave beat to write on?
I give my beats to a lot of people, and
who was the first person that wrote it
that really went crazy on it?
Yeah, like went crazy on it, killed it.
It's definitely fresh.
Okay, your guy.
Yeah, for sure. Like the close second is Joel Star.
Yeah.
That's one of the people I was like, like he understood, like, you understood the beat, and you understood how to like kill it.
All right, so let me ask you, when you're making beats, what's the first, like, where do you start from? What's the first thing that needs to come in your head before you even plan to make a beat?
It depends. Like if someone's asked me for a specific beat, then I'm making it based on their summary or suggestion of what the song should be like, and then I'm going back to them, going with drafts and stuff like that. If it's a beat that I'm just like, let me get on my laptop and just make a beat, then I'm looking for the melody first, and then the melody would then dictate what style that I want to make. So if I find like a nice guitar, I'm like, this nice guitar, I want to do like a nice Afrobeatz beat, or I want to do a trappy gunner type beat, and then you can then work your drums to fit that melody.
Yeah, I'm asking because I want, because I sometimes wonder, because as an artist, I feel like if I have a beat, which I have to write on, obviously, I feel like the beat is nice, and I just ask myself, did the producer think about this whole melody? Is everything in his mind? So do you think about like the way the beat is coming off? Do you already have like a rhythm to it before you play, or you're just adding things together, getting inspired and moving on?
See, I think the truest form is like just letting it happen as you're doing it. So like you can be doing things where, because there's a lot of things involved in the creation of the music, like you're in control and there's nobody that can tell you, wait for me to put the drums in, unless you actually have someone who does your drums. If you're doing it all by yourself, there's so many things that are present that can inspire you. So we're talking mistakes, we're talking like you put a delay somewhere, forgot that you turned the delay to this max, and that delay causes the melody to like triple or double, and you're like, that sounds nice, and it's helped you figure out, that's how the melody should bounce. Or sometimes I'm just flowing, like if I'm just flowing and there's like another energy that's just flowing through me, just helping me make the beats, man. So
let me ask you, which is the easiest beat to make? Before we go to that, which, when you started making beats and singing and all that, which particular genre did you decide that, okay, I'm gonna stick to this particular genre in my beat? Which genre?
I think that question is the reason is a gift and a curse for me. Like I can't sit here and be like, I'm gonna make all trap beats today. I just can't. Like I get to a point where a new song will just inspire me, or just like change my mood, and just be like, nah, I want to make this. So I've never really stuck to one, because I feel like I can make anything. Like I started off making dubstep.
Okay.
So, and I wanted to make dubstep because dubstep around the time where dubstep was huge, like it was charting. There was this guy called Skrillex, and he was like getting number ones. And I was like, how do you make this song? Because it's like this powerful type of bass to it. Now dubstep has become like it's transitioned into trap. So because dubstep isn't cool anymore. But I used to want to make that. So then I was just inspired by what I felt like was good at the time. Okay.
So to the previous question, which type of beat is the easiest to make?
Two types. So there's trap, and then there's I'm gonna call it basic Afrobeats.
All right.
Like we're talking boom, book, boom, boom. That's like you can slow that down, triple that, however you want to do it. That can be rap, that can be trap, that can be Afrobeats.
But that sounds hip hop anyway.
See, it does until you separate it and you space it out. So we're talking, that's like 2 bars, like boom, boom, boom. That's rap. Like you space it out, boom, boom,
Oh, yeah.
That's Afrobeat. It's so easy.
Sure. Oh, it's so easy. So, if it's this is very interesting because I like that because you thinking that or you saying obviously you play beats, so you saying that Afrobeat, you know, is quite basic Afrobeat. Yeah. It's easy. So I want to ask, do you think the most important source of Afrobeat is the beat or the melodies? Which first?
It's a tough one. Because especially now you have a lot of Afrobeat songs that have popped off, but once you listen to the inner workings of the song, you realize that it's actually nothing. Like it's not. There's no substance to it. But
come on.
But let me land.
Yeah.
But there's the melody. It's not just from the beat. It's from the artist as well. Because once you're an Afrobeat artist, it's not really about writing the lyrics. It's about feeling the beat. So we're talking like a song where majority of it is ad-libs. And it's not ad-libs because they don't want to write lyrics. It's ad-libs because the feeling is already there. You're supposed to dance and enjoy. We're not trying to revolutionize or gather people together.
So the beat is all right already.
The beat is fine. Like the beat can be like the same pattern.
And then
it's the melody and the way the artist has chosen to approach it. Like it's a lot of the Rema songs that have popped off. It's because he's like, the way he's like doing his ad-libs, the way he's flexing his vocals, and you just feel it. And Afrobeat is all about feeling it, unless you go on to the military side of things, which you don't see quite a lot of anymore.
So are you also saying that Afrobeat has no substance, just like Burna Boy said?
No, that's not true. I don't think every music needs what people think substance is. Like when they think of substance, they think you want to change the world. Not everybody wants to change the world.
So do you think Burna Boy is bugging? Like, so.
I wouldn't say it's bugging because everybody has their own opinion, but I understand what he means. But like you can just have people feel good, and that will be your way of
the substance.
That's the substance that you're creating for a certain group of people. That's making them feel good. End of question. You don't need to go vote on a go vote on an Afrobeat song. Like that's not what it is at the moment. Like 20 years from now, it's going to change. But people do that when something was something 20 years ago, and it's not that. Now it's like, well, times change. So
I personally feel like if Afrobeat had the substance, the kind of substance that some people want, it wouldn't have popped up like how it is now. If you were looking for some song to tell you what to do, to give you sense, to give you wisdom, we can't play it in the clubs.
I have to disagree with that.
No worries.
The only reason I disagree is because we saw someone make a song about Jesus and it banged in the club years ago, but this person was a musical genius. So all we need is a musical genius who's like headstrong, who's like, nah, I'm gonna make it about this and I'm gonna make it bang in the club. And then the final part you need, because everyone always forgets this, is label support. If your label ain't supporting you and you're making military songs and they don't want that, they're gonna say no to it. But if you force your way in, present them with like 4 different songs, you go, this one's for the club and it's about this and you have to play it in the clubs, and they think you're worth that, they'll push the song. So it's all business as well. It's not just like
have you made any Afrobeat songs?
I have. I released an Afrobeat song maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Really? What's the title?
It's called Night. Yeah.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, please let's go out there and support my brother. He's got a song out, QUOCAINE O'MALLEY, Night. Yes, we're back here. It's Afrobeatz Unruly. We still got our guest here, QUOCAINE O'MALLEY, brother. Alright, today, now we want to talk about your tape.
Yep.
What do you have? Is it an album or a tape?
It's an EP.
It's an EP?
Yeah.
How many songs on it?
6 songs on it.
What's the title?
I Am Drugs.
Why I Am Drugs?
It's in the name. But to be more philosophical with it, I'm trying to create art that people will be addicted to, and I'm talking addiction in terms of like the packaging of it. Once you take it, you have to come back to it because you need it. So basically, how an addict would react to a drug.
Okay, that's how you want people to react to your music.
Yeah.
So you said how many songs again?
6 songs.
6 songs, and what type of song do you have on it? So
it starts off with like we're talking like Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West, like that type of bop, but it's more singing, so it's more R&B, and there's an old song that I use as inspiration with that as well, and then it transitions into a Jersey type beat. So we're talking like the I Wanna Rock type bounce, where it's all focused on the kick and the 808s with a little bit of drill as well. But the next 3 songs right there are Jersey types, and then we transition. We take a trip out of that world, and we go into another song called A Trip to Groove City, and this is more R&B. And I made this years ago, and this is the one that features Fresh.
Okay.
And again R&B, and then I ended off. We come back into the world, but I keep it in the path of drugs and what the meaning of the song is.
Okay, so is Fresh the only featured artist on
now? We've got Kashi B on there. We've got Drafts and Kidda, they're from London, on there as well.
Did you play all the beats?
Yeah,
did you play or sample, or did you make all of them?
Yeah, I made all the beats. Some are older than others. The one that's been played, I made it like last year, and then I mixed and mastered it properly, because then I finally had an idea for it. So yeah, all the beats produced by myself, mixed and mastered by myself, etc. Yeah,
makes sense. So what would you say is the message on that EP?
I just want people to be addicted to it. There's not necessarily a specific theme that I've ran with. I've done tapes before where I've ran with a theme of people just going crazy when they listen to the album, because it was called a jumpy tape. So I wanted people to feel jumpy. This one wasn't really about that. I made the songs a specific length. Most of the songs are not more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, max 3 minutes, so that when you listen to it, you want to play it back again, and you want to play it back again, which again, if you know how that helps streaming numbers, it just makes people it makes the numbers go up. And I only need 30 seconds of you listening or taking that. So
are you saying you have some songs that's 30 seconds?
I mean, there's a song on there that's about like maybe 50 minutes to 50 seconds to a minute, so it's close to it, but
so
I don't know
would
if
you call that a song?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
if it's not like a minute.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What describes a song to you? A full song?
It's up to the buyer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, what is a song? How what is a song? What should it like compose of? Because if you ask me,
yeah,
it should have at least an intro.
Yeah.
It should have a hook. It should have a verse.
Well, it's changed now because the world changes. So you have sounds on TikTok that people listen to, and people like that sound. Like the sound is 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and they really enjoy that. And they will go on YouTube to have like the song looped for an hour because they like that sound. And so you go years ago where 3 verses on a rap song or any song to 2 verses to 6-minute songs to 4-minute songs now to 2-minute songs, and we're getting 1-minute songs now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna change. Like it's gonna get to a point where there's no lyrics on there and it's just like noises. And that music already exists now that people listen to. It's just not in the mainstream market yet.
Yeah, I know, because when it comes to music, we have a lot of music. We have music that you don't even know if it's music.
Facts.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So with this particular EP, what do you look at achieving with it? What do you want to achieve with it?
Get some new people addicted to the sound. Yeah.
Like the cocaine sound.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So should we look out for some album or something after the EP?
I actually have something ready. So before I released this tape, I was releasing a series of songs that was supposed to be part of an album I was going to release earlier this year, and it was called My Bad, That Was a Typo. And the songs were a homage to different artists. So the latest one that I released is called Blue, and I made it after listening to Kanye West Fade. The one before that, the Afrobeatz one, I made it while listening to Last Night, P. Diddy and Keisha Cole.
Oh, okay. Last Night.
And what I've done is I've used the celebrities or artist's face as a cover of the song, and I've released a song. And once I'm done with this tape, I'm gonna combine all those songs that I've released already and put them out as a tape as well, and it's gonna be called Typo. Sorry, my bad, that was a typo.
Okay, that's cool. So have you done any performances yet?
Yeah, I've done quite a few performances. We're talking. So I have a collaboration with Butte Street Festival. It's a local festival within Luton. I performed with them. I've worked intimately with them. Performed in various places in Luton and in London as well. Lots of the performances recently, best ones, have been in London.
So tell me, what would you say the response from the audience is?
Hopefully, if they're drunk enough, they're just going crazy.
Like, do they have to be drunk though?
Of course, yeah, you have to be in it because people. We're talking like we're performing at like 9 onwards. People are coming from like real jobs. Like they want to let go of that and not think and just be in the feeling of it. So you have to let go, let loose. If you're not drinking, at least feel the music. But usually when people are drunk, they feel it a little bit more.
So what would you think is that highlight of you so far, performing and getting a reaction, do you remember?
I don't. My highs come from like making a good beat, and or like hear someone jumping on the beat and just killing it, and like understanding what I'm trying to like convey with the beat, or like taking the beat and then doing something completely different that I never thought of, and I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of that as an artist myself. So I really appreciate that. Like people jumping and stuff, people are really fickle. Like fans are really fickle. That's why you want to treat them more as like you're selling something to them, not necessarily that they're personal people. They might change your lives, but they're very fickle. Might be on you today and tomorrow they're onto another drug.
So which one do you prefer, producing or singing?
Producing. Because I get to step away from having to put all my insecurities in life on a track and then present it to other people and then be judged. I can just put that in the music, give it to an artist, and then they can go deal with the
whole
backlash of what's gonna come with it.
I get it. So recently people are really attacking, if I can say, people are really attacking how do you call it, sampling. What do you think about sampling?
I think it's necessary. I can't, like, even on this track, I've interpolated a song in the beginning of it. I'm hoping nobody notices it, but it's for me. Like, I did it just for me, just so I can listen to it and know I did that. Nobody knows I did that, but like, it's necessary. Like, I can't tell you. Like, obviously, I'm a human and I make original decisions, but life has gone on enough for me for most of my decisions to be made from other previous decisions that's been made as well. And that comes with music as well, Sometimes I'm making a beat and I think back to another beat and I think, I could use that idea to make this beat even better. So sampling is necessary. You put your art in the world so that people can then use it and make something better.
So don't you think sampling is making the producers lazy?
No,
I'm not thinking outside the box, sort of like.
It depends how you're sampling. If you're talking like the drill sampling that happened maybe like 2 years ago, a lot of that you can say is lazy. I won't, because mixing and mastering still is not easy. Like, to make things sound how they need to sound is different from grabbing an R&B sample and slapping it on drill. That might be easy, but making it sound good is hard. So it's different. And then you have sample where it's more minimal, where you're just using a melody, or you're just taking like a key from here and here, or like an idea from here and here and mashing it together. So it's just different levels of sampling. I don't think any part of it is lazy unless you actually make music yourself, and then you can understand, that's how quickly you made that. Yeah, that's cheap.
Who's your favorite producer?
That's a hard question. This is probably the hardest question out of all the questions. Oh man, in the UK or just in general?
In general, like,
Oh man.
Who do you look up to?
The greatest producer ever, in my opinion, is Dr. Dre.
Why though?
Just his drums, like the drums. Like, you can feel it in your chest. Like, you can listen to songs from like the 80s and the drums still slap till today. Like, obviously melody is great and all that stuff, but there's something about his drums where it's just sounds so crispy, and you just want to be like, how did you make this beat, this kick hit that hard, and nobody else has been able to do that again. Even Timbaland has come close, but not close enough.
All right, that sounds good. So what do you think? Some people say Dr. Dre doesn't play his, like most of his beats. He's like, okay, he gets someone to play the drum, someone to play this, someone to play. What do you think about that type of production? Should someone like that be called a producer?
I think that's the evolution of every producer. You should start off with grinding it out, where you're in your basement and you're making the beats, and then eventually you sit back in the role of a director, where you hear the song and you just tell people you'll play that, because that's what the people who play the piano, we're talking Mozart and Beethoven, and later in their years they would get someone in to actually play it and just tell them what they have in their head, play it out, write it. They would write the songs out for them, because they'd gotten to a point where you have to keep up with your celebrity. So that's your general, like that's your end goal, to get to a point where you're instructing people, you'll play that drums, find me that sample, etc. So
all right, man, listen, this is very interesting. We're getting back we're getting back into the music, and then we're coming back again. It's still Afrobeatz Unruly with your boy Sariki. You know what it is, let's do this. Yes, we're back here, Afrobeatz Unruly. You know, today we're here with our brother QUOCAINE O'MALLEY. Brother, so tell me, what should we expect from you?
After I release these 2 tapes, I'm gonna do a deep dive back into the production side. I kind of slacked off a little bit because I wanted to focus on putting these songs out. So yeah, I'm gonna go back into making a nice big folder for 2024 where I can send out to people and just start charging them big prices now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you been back home lately, like Africa?
Man,
you never, oh my God.
Nah, I haven't. So, previously, before that, it was due to certain circumstances.
I know. So tell me, can you please tell us your handles, your social media handles, so we can follow you?
QUOCAINE O'MALLEY on everything. Instagram.
Can you spell it, please?
QUOCAINE. If you're not comfortable with saying cocaine, you could just say Q. But yeah, QUOCAINE, QUOCAINE on all socials. Follow me on Spotify, and keep up with me on Apple Music and Twitter, etc. I don't tweet that much, but I retweet stuff that's funny. So yeah.
Yeah. And also, we want you guys to follow us also on our socials. Afrobeatz Unruly on Instagram. AUK.entertain. Sariki. Shout out to my manager Bills. And shout out to my special production manager, Aza. She's in the building. I see everybody supporting. I see you, Sammy Fit. I see Freddie. I see my brother Runo. We're here. You know what it is, Afrobeatz Unruly. Brother, let's just leave people with this, with this song before we go. It's Afrobeatz Unruly. We love y'all. Let's do this.